Today's topic is about family planning and contraception. Right? So we'll start with the topic. The three basic questions about the topic that we need to ask about are: what is family planning? Why is it required? And how will we do it? Okay. So these are the three questions that you usually get asked in your exams as well. And these are the three questions basically we'll be discussing about. So what is family planning? Why is it necessary for our country? And how will we do it? Okay. First of all, we'll like to break up the two words, family and planning. All of us understand what planning is. Okay. So what is family? There is a definition to it. Obviously, all of us understand what family is, but we'll try to get to the definition of it. So family is a group of biologically related individuals living together, eating from a common kitchen. Okay. So why is it important? So family is the basic unit of all societies that are existing everywhere. So why do we need to plan the family? Utmost problem. See, today in this crisis, whatever strategies we are executing, whatever facilities that are available to tackle any problem, all the facilities and all the strategies are somehow falling scarce. कम पड़ जाते हैं. क्यों कम पड़ जाते हैं? Because the basic problem that we are facing is the large amount of population that is existing, the diverse population, the unplanned population of our country. Okay. So why do we say that it is large? If we say numbers, if we talk about numbers, we'll say it is as good as some other country. Maybe it is less than some other country. Maybe it is little more than some other country. But still, what is the problem in our country? Okay, the growth rate. Okay, the growth rate of the population, how the population increases per year is 1.64. How do we get this number? By subtracting number of deaths in a year from the number of births in a year. That is called as crude birth rate minus crude death rate. Okay, so crude birth rate minus crude death rate. So that is 1.64. So I'll explain to you. If two people are dying and they are exactly replaced by two other people in this world, if two people are dead and they are exactly replaced by two other people, then our growth rate will be 1. Now here in India it is very rapid, because for two individuals they are replaced by per individual it is replaced by 1.6 individuals. That means if two individuals are dead, they are substituted by 3.5 number of individuals. Okay, that is the number of individuals. Dependency ratio. What is dependency ratio? The total population which is economically dependent on some other population. Supposedly children and old people are dependent on working population, that is population between age group of 15 to 50 years. Okay, so the other two population, people of less than 15 years and people above 50 years. Okay, this population is economically dependent on this particular population. So in India, about 53% of the population is dependent on remaining 47% of the population. That is also a problem. The third thing is family size. Family size is big. If you see towards the economically poorer side of the family size is quite big. They don't limit the family size, and there is no thought given to, there is no pressure or there is no extra procedure to take care of the fertility. Okay, so this is the problem statement. Growth rate is very rapid, dependency ratio is 53%, and large family size. Okay, how will we solve this? How do we attain to solve this scientifically? Okay, so here are the two things that you see. NRR is equal to 1 and CPR is equal to more than 60%. So what is NRR? NRR is net reproduction rate and CPR is couple protection ratio or couple protection rate. So we have a target of NRR is equal to 1. Currently NRR of our country is very high. How do we attain NRR is equal to 1 and what does it mean? Supposedly there is a couple, male and a female, a couple. Okay, they will get married and they will reproduce to give rise to children. Okay, So if one couple, that means mother and father, if they reproduce two children, okay, so this is called as NRR is equal to 1. So when the parents are gone, their place will be taken by exactly two children. But what happens when the number of children is 4? Okay, so number of parents divided by number of children will be more. So net reproduction rate will be more. Okay, so how do we attain the net reproduction rate of 1? That is our national population policy. So we attain the net reproduction rate of 1 by couple production rate of 60%. What does that mean? If all the couples are contributing to reproduction, if all the couples that are contributing to reproduction, if of those couples at least 60% are using any one method of contraception, if there are n number of couples, of those couples 60% are using any one method of contraception, then it is possible to attain NRR of 1. Understood? Yes. So couple protection rate should be at least 60% or more than 60% to attain net reproduction rate of 1 for our country. So this is if there are any questions that you are not if you are not following anything, you just mail me or WhatsApp me and I will give you the answer to your queries. Okay. So this is the commonest SAQ or BAQ that you get in your exams. It is also a question in your practical exams. What are aims of family planning? Okay. There are these 5 aims of family planning. First is to avoid unwanted births, to bring about wanted births, to regulate intervals between pregnancies, to control the time of birth in relation to the age of parents, to determine the number of children in the family, to avoid unwanted births. Obviously, we want couples to practice sexual relationships free of fear of pregnancy or sexually transmitted infections. And by doing so, if they don't wish to get pregnant or they economically or socially prepared to take the burden of the child, they should be able to avoid the unwanted birth. Also, if we devise a method to avoid the pregnancies, when they in later time when they desire of a child, they should be possible that the method should be possible to bring about the wanted births, to avoid unwanted births, to give birth to a wanted child. Regulate intervals between pregnancies. Any contraceptive method or any pregnancy, when should they plan for the second pregnancy? As far as you know, at least 2 years of gap is expected between the two children. Okay. Control the time of birth in relation to ages of the parents. The mother should be not too young and not too old as well. This is what it means. To determine the number of children, as we define it as family size. So these are the 5 aims of family planning. This is the most commonest question in your vivas as well. So just pat it in your brain. Unwanted births, avoid unwanted births, bring wanted births, regulate interval, control time of birth, determine the number of children in the family or limit the family size. There is more to the family planning. This is called a scope. What can we achieve if we have better family planning programs and devices and instruments? Okay, so proper spacing, obviously, advice on sterility, advice on fertility, education for parenthood, how to take care of the children, that is how do you become a parent, sex education to children at school and college levels, screening of pathological condition, genetic counseling, premarital counseling, carrying out pregnancy test, marriage counseling, preparation of couples for the arrival of first child, providing services for unmarried mother, teaching home economics and nutrition. So this thing is surrounding around these 4 things. The problem of unwanted pregnancies or teenage pregnancies is the largest problem which has both social, economic and psychological impact on the mother and society. Unwanted pregnancy. Okay, this is the biggest problem around the world. In developing countries it is a newer problem, but in developed countries, teenage pregnancies, college students, pregnancies in college students is the biggest problem. Okay, women's health, child health, family welfare and small family norm, that is the last 2 things affect the population on the national level, not just the family but also to the nation. Larger the family size, scarce will be your resources. So what is the scope of family planning? The scopes of family planning have this impact on the women's health, child health, state of the family and national level also. Like we have discussed, the resources will be scarce. These are the three definitions that you have to know while talking about family. These are the three things that I will be using in the further slides as well. Eligible couples, target couples, and couple protection rate. Couple protection rate I have already mentioned to you. Eligible couples effectively protected by one or other approved family planning method, which is supposed to be more than 60% to achieve the net reproduction rate of 1. Okay. What is eligible couple? Eligible couple means the couples who are eligible, so that they are eligible in our vision that they should be practicing the family planning method or contraceptive methods. So these are called as eligible couple. The couple wherein the wife is in reproductive age group is called as an eligible couple. Also, this definition is further refined, or say further redefined to achieve this another definition called as target couple. Okay, eligible couples obviously need contraceptives and they have to have the knowledge of contraceptives, but the target couples, the couples that we have to target so that the CPR is more than 60% to achieve NRR of 1, is the couple who have 2 to 3 living children. So these are the couples we have to take very seriously. We have to motivate them very highly to use any one method of family planning. Okay. So as we say, so what should be our approach? Supposedly one patient is visiting a physician, family physician with fever, cold and cough. Okay. The family physician will just do the general examination, physical examination, write the prescription and give it to the patient. The patient has no choice whether to, actually the patient has no choice to reduce the dose, to increase the dose, or say he's not at that freedom of will. Okay, the prescribed dose is correct for that patient and there is no option other than the option that the doctor has selected for him. Okay, if the doctor has selected paracetamol, he will have to take paracetamol. If the doctor has selected cetirizine, he will have to take cetirizine. If the doctor has selected particular antibiotic, he will have to take that particular antibiotic itself. But in here, while advising family planning methods, we follow a different approach that is called as cafeteria approach. So what is this approach about? This approach is about whatever the options of family planning that are available with us, we'll present it to the patient, we'll present it to the couple which has come to our clinic. Okay, that ये देखो ये 5 हमारे पास ऑप्शन है, इसमें से आपको जो पसंद है, जो आपको अच्छा लगता है वो यूज करो. This is called as cafeteria choice. We don't force the patient to use that one particular contraceptive. He is making the decision and making the choice. Seen last time the extra contraceptives could answer this question. Contraceptives are the devices to be used during the coitus. Okay, these are need to be used during the coitus. So these are conventional contraceptives, but this topic is make up idea. Contraceptives is effective, inexpensive, station, no health hazard of you be effective. कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव यूज कर रहे हैं तो कॉन्ट्रासेप्शन करना चाहिए. अगर कॉन्ट्रासेप्शन नहीं हो रहा है तो क्या मतलब है? एक्सेप्टेबल, इट शुड बी एक्सेप्टेबल बाय एनी रिलीजन, एनी कास्ट एंड एनी क्रीड. दैट इज व्हाट वी मीन बाय एक्सेप्टेबल. इनएक्सपेंसिव, obviously we are in a poor country where the families are poor, so it should be inexpensive. Reversible, now this is an interesting term, reversible. So a couple is using male condom for as a contraceptive method. Okay, so when they don't want the child, as the first time was, they are using the condom. When they want the child, they will stop using the condom. But while they are using oral contraceptive pills or oral hormonal pills, once the patient has started the oral contraceptive pill, the contraception will be set, and once the oral pills are stopped, at least it will take 3 to 4 months. It says 6 months, but it will at least takes 3 to 4 months to regularize the fertility cycle of that female. So this is called as reversibility. Obviously tubectomy and vasectomy are irreversible. In scientific terms, they are irreversible. So it should be independent of coitus. It should not hamper the sexual pleasure of the coitus, and it should be with no supervision required. Explain you why the supervision should. So yes, so this is the regular question that I ask in my class. Can you think of any one contraceptive device? Can you write it down for me on a piece of paper? Yeah, please do it. Please remember it for me. There is a question based on this at the end of the slideshow. Any one contraceptive device, whichever you think you know of, male condom, female condom, copper T, tubectomy, vasectomy, there are hundreds of examples. You can think of any one and remember that. So this is another long answer question for your exams. Classify the contraceptive method and describe their advantages and disadvantages. Not all advantages and disadvantages are asked, but at least the advantages and disadvantages of 2 to 3 contraceptives you have to mention as per the marks. Okay, broadly classified into permanent or terminal methods and spacing or temporary methods. Permanent and temporary. What is permanent methods? Male sterilization and female sterilization. What are spacing or temporary methods? There are 5-6 types, 5-6 subtypes in it. Natural methods, barrier methods, intrauterine devices, hormonal contraceptives, emergency contraception, and post-conceptional methods. Most of you would be familiar with most of this, but there is a detail to it, and I will discuss those details now. So first we'll go with the natural methods. Okay, the natural methods of contraception. What are the natural methods of contraception? Fertility awareness method. Okay, here the couple needs to calculate the day of fertility, the day when the ovum will be released. That day is called as fertile day for the female. 2 to 3 days before the ovulation and 2 to 3 days after the ovulation are fertility days for the female. So a couple can calculate the fertility days based on standard day method or calendar marking method, cervical secretion method, or basal body temperature method. Okay, then there is withdrawal or coitus interruptus, abstinence, lactational amenorrhea. Natural contraceptive methods. Okay, like I said, some people said that these were the conventional contraceptive method. Let me correct you again. What are the conventional contraceptives? Conventional contraceptives are the contraceptives that are used during the coitus. Okay, so these are different means. These are natural contraceptive methods. Natural contraceptive methods. Yes. First thing that we see is abstinence. First thing that we talk about is abstinence. What is abstinence? Abstinence is avoid of any sexual activity. No sexual activity, obviously no need of family planning. साधु संत लोग ये जो करते हैं उसको बोलते हैं abstinence. What are the advantages? Obviously it will also prevent completely effective, no sex, no risk of pregnancy or sexually transmitted disease, no associated health risk. Disadvantages: non-compliance. People fall prey and they give up this method of abstinence, and the method obviously fails. So high failure rate in this case is very big problem. Second method is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Removal of penis from the vagina before ejaculation of the sperm. Okay, as you understand, it is called coitus interruptus. What is advantage? Non-expensive, no delay in return of fertility. Disadvantage, again, high failure rate. Even one drop of semen consists enough amount of sperms, and obviously it does not protect the couple against the risk of sexually transmitted infections. Lactational amenorrhea. Effect of breastfeeding or lactation has an effect on fertility. It is said that the pregnant female, lactating female is infertile during the lactation. Okay, so this also is not a foolproof method. It may lead to pregnancy. There are advantages, natural method. Disadvantages: it is very variable. Return of fertility is delayed and it is not very foolproof method. Fertility awareness method, like I said, if the couple tracks calendar, if a couple is maintaining a calendar, supposedly the last menstrual cycle of that female was of 28 days, then they can calculate the fertile period or the fertile days for that female. How do we calculate that? So like I said, remember this L or large day, L for longest, and L also looks like 1, so 1 0, that is 10. Last day of fertile period is longest cycle minus 10 day. First day of fertile period is shortest minus 20. It is a NEET MCQ also. Calculate the fertile period for female who has menstrual cycle of 45 to 28 to 45 days. Now when we are saying for 28 to 45 days, the largest cycle is of 45 days. So minus 10, that means 35 is the last day of the fertile period, or shortest 28 minus 20. From 8th to 35th day she is fertile. Okay, this is an imaginary example that I am giving, but this is how it is calculated. If you take a regular normal menstrual cycle of 30 days, so 28 to 30 days, so first day of the fertile period will be 28 minus 20, that is 8th day. So the last day of the fertile period will be 30 minus 10, that is 20. Okay, so this is the fertile period for that. Obviously this is also not a foolproof method. Then cervical secretion method. This is how we remember it. The chances of pregnancy are less during the dry days. During the ovulation, the cervical secretions are maximum, and that is why we say that cervical secretion has increased and the female is fertile. Basal body temperature method. The woman, the temperature dips down during ovulation. Look at it. How serious, how difficult this method is. The temperature during ovulation drops by 0.4 to 1 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so the couple will have to measure the body temperature daily, and when the temperature is less by 1 degree Fahrenheit, which is obviously variable, which depends on the climate that is around, depends on the sickness in the body, this basal body temperature or BBT method is also not very effective, as we say. Advantages, there are advantages. It is non-expensive natural method. Disadvantages, it requires lot of training, does not protect from RTI or STDs, and obviously failure chances are very high. Now this is the chunk of our contraceptive topic of contraception. Barrier methods, 3 types: physical, chemical and combined. Obviously we understand by physical, no chemical reaction is involved, that is called as male condoms, female condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps and etc. Chemical barriers, foams, jellies, creams and suppositories. Then combination of any of these 2 methods. We'll see in detail about this. There is a male condom. There are 2 types, two materials out of which the male condoms can be made. There is latex silicone or polyurethane. Okay, and there is a female condom, and the devices that is used by female are diaphragm, cervical cap and sponge. This is the male condom. It is worn on erect man's penis, and it has to be used every time before the coitus and has to be removed properly after the coitus. There are non-contraceptive benefits of the condom. It protects against the sexually transmitted diseases. It is used to cover the probe of ultrasonography machine during sonography, can be used during vaginal examination and promote male involvement in fertility regulation. This is female condom. As you see, this is the female condom. One side of it has 2 rings, outer ring and inner ring. The inner ring is closed, the outer ring is open. Okay, it is inserted into a woman's vagina. It is stronger than latex condoms. This is a diaphragm. It must be fitted by a doctor. It fits snugly near the cervix. Then there is a cervical cap, little smaller than the diaphragm. Obviously, it again requires prescription. This is the cervical cap. This is how it is fitted. Then there is a cervical shield. Again, it requires prescription. This is sponge, which is coated with non-oxynol 9 spermicide, available in market by the name of Today. So all this method, male condoms, female condoms, diaphragm, cervical cap, cervical shield and the sponge, are the physical barrier methods. They prevent contact of sperm with the ovum. Advantages are safe, no normal side effects, easy to use, prevent STD and RTI. Disadvantages: decrease the sexual sensation, latex sensitivity, needs user discretion, and social stigma of using it. These are chemical methods. Consist of base combined either with non-oxynol 9 or oxytonol. Surfactant: the chemicals that are inserted into the vagina in form of foams or creams or jellies destroy or prevent motility of the sperm, thus providing contraception. So chemical methods have spermicides have very high failure rate. Advantages: ease of application, inexpensive. Disadvantages: there is no protection against STD and risk of vaginal irritation and allergic reaction. The most important devices that we talk about are intrauterine devices, IUD. The commonest question that you get about intrauterine devices is classify or mention the 3 generations of intrauterine devices, give ideal candidate of intrauterine device, and the methods of insertion of. This is the commonest question that you get. Is non-medicated IUD. Second generation is first IUDs are made of polyethylene. It causes an irritation reaction. It causes an irritation reaction or foreign body reaction, thus making the uterine cavity inappropriate for implantation of ovum. The failure rate is high over here. The failure rate is 13 per 100 women years. Is as old as Mesopotamian or Egyptian civilization. We have found some mustard or some irritating stones in the uterus of the Egyptian mummies. Okay, this method is as old as that. First generation IUDs. We are now using the second generation of IUDs. It has copper wire winded over it. This, as you see, is the copper winded over it. It looks like an T, and it has a thread hanging out of it. It looks like an T, and it has a thread hanging out of it. It has a. What is this? What is this 380 that is 380 is the millimeter of the coated around with plastic thing. Okay, this is a copper T 380A. It is effective for 5 to 10 years. Action is non-septic. Inflammatory changes in endometrium is 1, less than 1 per 100 women years. It is very nice contraceptive. It is a very nice contraceptive. The contraceptive is provided free by government. Also the male condom is provided free by government. Again, this copper T 380 is also provided free by government. Then there is third generation IUDs which are not freely provided by government but are available in the market. This is progesterone. They release hormone. They causes 2 reactions in addition to Mirena or copper T. Okay, so there are these 3 first generation, just reaction, non-reaction, third generation, sequence. These are the 3 types of 3 reactions. In the 3 IUD. Is eligible to 10 years. See this. If we insert an IUD, this is the thread that hangs out from it. Okay, the thread hangs out of the vagina. That is how it confirms that the copper T. This is the thread, and for 2 days or after 4 weeks, that is postpartum miscarriage, 5 days of unprotected sex. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4 types of timings of insertion of IUD. For normal non-pregnant women within 10 days of beginning of menstrual cycle. There are 2, early and late. Early is within 2 days and late is after 4 weeks age. That is after 4 weeks contraception within 5 days of. What the tech measure the ultrasound or a probe that comes with the copper T device and insert it by pulling the depositor from it. Who is an ideal candidate for it? IUD. Who is an question? No history. The tail has access to all monogamous relationship in a safe state. Only if this is considered as an ideal candidate for IUD. What are advantages? Simplicity. It can be inserted at a primary health center checkup. It is inexpensive, freely provided by government, long duration of effectiveness, no systemic side effects, and no need of continuous motivation. Contraindication, obviously, if there is a pregnancy, we cannot insert copper T. If there is inflammation or infection in the uterus currently, or she is suffering from any sickness or illness or anemia, we cannot insert the IUD. Side effects, obviously, bleeding, that is menorrhagia, or irregular bleeding, that is more or less bleeding during the 4 days. Pain, common side effect of IUD, it can be psychotic. Generally, it disappears within the first 3 months of use. Then infections. If the female is not following hygienic condition of bowel and bladder, then there can be chances of pelvic inflammation, pelvic infection. If there supposedly some trainee doctors or some treating the copper T, they may perforate the uterus and push the copper into the uterine muscle, that is uterine perforation. The second rare copper T, talking hormone releasing. See, this is the copper T should be remaining. When do we need to remove the intrauterine device that we have placed? PAINS. Late periods, abdominal pain, infection, if there is any sickness and the string is missing. If the string that is hanging out of the vagina is missing, that means either the copper T has fallen out of the vagina during heavy physical exercises, or it has perforated the uterus and gone into the abdominal cavity. Okay, either two ways, we'll have to seek the doctor. And why is follow-up required? So there are these common side effects and disadvantages, or side effects or effects that are seen after inserting it. So we have to monitor for the satisfaction, any side effects, any pains, infection or inflammation that can occur after insertion of IUD. Once the female has followed for 3 to 6 weeks, she can live with the IUD for 5 to 10 years. Okay, when do we remove it? Obviously, like I said, if the client is wishing to remove it, if they want pregnancy, they want to get it removed, the thread is missing, if there is a pregnancy, that means the failure of IUD, which is very less, then how do we remove it? We just hold the thread with alligator forceps and hook around the IUD and remove it, or laparoscopically if it has gone into the abdominal cavity. Missing thread. Okay, see, this is how it actually looks. This is uterus. This is the copper T device that we have placed. This is the placer or projector that we use during placing the copper T, and this is the thread that hangs along. Look, if we see, the size is not proportionate. Obviously the uterus is very large and the copper T is very small. It is not very large. So this can easily perforate the uterine wall if we push it more while placing it. If we push it with more power, it can perforate the uterine muscle and can land up in the muscle or into the abdominal cavity. Then the other type of contraceptive, the third contraceptive free by government. First one is male condom, second thing is the copper T, and the third thing is hormonal contraceptive or combined pills. These are the pills that are provided free by the government by the name of Mala N and Mala D. Okay, hormonal are classified as pills and injections or depot formulations. There is one depot formulation that is provided free by government. We will talk about it. There is injectable, implants, vaginal rings and skin patch. Okay, combined oral contraceptive pills. These are the most effective, least side effect viral instrument, and estrogen, progesterone and estrogen. These are artificially manufactured They are called as progesterone and estrogen. These are synthetic hormones which are manufactured in laboratories, and the mechanism of action is prevent ovulation, obviously make the cervical mucus so thick that the motility of the sperm is hampered. These are different synthetic combined by the government. When to start? Okay, these are the two types of strips. If the strip is on, we can start taking the oral contraceptive pills on the 5th day of the menstrual cycle, or when the bleeding is about to stop. That is called as 5th day of menstrual cycle, and the contraception, and it can be continued as long as the contraception is needed, but it is not recommended after 40 to 45 years. That is when the female is approaching the menopause. Okay, what are the advantages? It has a lot of advantages. Protection of carcinoma, protection from carcinoma, ovarian carcinoma, endometrial carcinoma, protection from fibrocystic diseases of breast, protection from pelvic inflammatory diseases, protection from iron deficiency anemia. It is also used in menstrual bleeding disorders, menstrual cramps, ovulation pain, hirsutism, symptoms of PCOD, and symptoms of endometriosis. Hirsutism. Mostly side effects, mostly due to estrogen component. There is increased risk of thrombosis, embolism, carcinoma of cervix, and the common side effects are headache and migraine, dizziness, nausea. These also go along after 2-3 months of usage. All these side effects are diminished, or they vanish away. What are the contraindications for use of oral contraceptive pills? Cancers of breast, existing cancers, existing diseases of blood and liver, existing cardiac problems, existing vaginal bleeding, and relative contraindications are smoking, diabetes, existing headache or migraine, and gallbladder diseases. These are relative contraindication. If there is a 28 pills pack, start a new pack after finishing the first pack. If it is a 21 pill pack, start new pack after 7 days of finishing the old pack. Okay, what does that mean? If there are 28 if or the 1 week are of iron, they are non-hormonal, and rest of all of these are hormonal. So when the female is bleeding, that means when she is having her menstrual cycle or the menses, when she is having her menses, there is no need of contraception. That is why there is this gap of 7 days if the pack is of 21 days. Now the packs are usually of 28 days to avoid this confusion. If the female has missed 1 or 2 pills, she will have to take 1 or 2 pills as soon as possible. If she has missed more, she will have to stop that particular strip contraceptive pills, and for another 7 to 8 days, or additional method of contraception, maybe male female condom or some other method, and after the next menstrual cycle she can continue with the new strip. This is called as progesterone only pills or mini pills. They thicken the cervical mucus, prevent ovulation. These are also pills which are not easily available, while the combined oral contraceptive pills are easily available. POP are not easily available, are also costly in the market. So in a research phase, it interferes with sperm mutation. Then there are 2 types of injectable contraceptives: depo-medroxyprogesterone and norethistron enantate. Depo-medroxyprogesterone, Antara, available at visited, available at the intramuscular for every 3 months. It is just there is intramuscular injection. They are placed in forearms, which long period. There is this any large muscle or wherever, if you are sticking as the patch, and they are called morning after pills, what are postcoital pills or secondary contraception. All this means if you get a short note on morning after pills or postcoital contraception or secondary, it is called as people have tried aspirin, Coca-Cola, tequila, baking soda, urine of horses to insert into the drink it, or say insert it into the vagina to abort the products of conception. So who are in need of the emergency contraception? If there was an unprotected intercourse, broken condoms, missed combined contraceptive periods, failed using withdrawal method, or failed during the abstinence methods, or victims of rape. Other people who may require it, other women who may require it, sexually active adolescent, currently not using a contraceptive, people who have infrequent intercourse, people who are having intercourse in once in 3 or 4 months. In them, this is the best method to avoid to use emergency contraceptive. Are postpartum, over the age of 35, and are post-abortion. There are 3-4 types of emergency contraceptions. First thing is intrauterine device, insert and copper-T within 5 days of unprotected sex. Hormonal LNG, levonorgestrel 0.75 mg, one within 72 hours, and second is taken within after 12 hours after the first one. Then you can take OCP 2 pills of 50 microgram ethylene estradiol. If the pill is of 25 micrograms, obviously you will have to take 4 pills in the first 72 hours and same dose after 12 hours of the first. Antiprogesterone or mifepristone 10 mg within first 72 hours of unprotected sex. These are the common pills that are available in market. I-pill or unwanted 72. These are single tablet formulations. Terminal methods: male sterilization and female sterilization. Male sterilization is called as vasectomy. Female sterilization is called as tubectomy, as we are. Male is called as vasectomy. What is the post-operative care? The male can be called as non-secreting sperm, non-secreting. He is not secreting any sperm. So secretions for till 20 to 25 days. If he wants to have an intercourse, he will have to use some additional method of contraception. There is vasectomy. The government is motivating males to undergo non-scalpel vasectomy. They are also providing this some money in certain areas. There is 1,500 in rural areas. There is 1,000 in urban areas to undergo non-scalpel vasectomy. Why? Because it is safe, convenient, acceptable method, cheaper compared to tubectomy, and we also want males to get involved into the family planning methods, and we also want participation of males in the planning of the family. There are some complications: hematomia, infections and failures, pomeroy, hysteroscopic and 3 or 4, the upper age surgery. Any one contraceptive device. Now tell me, how many of you have selected a device less? So already bearing the pains of pregnancy, they are already having a stigma. Society, females to participate. 5 instruments. Male condom, then there is oral contraceptive pills, then there is emergency contraceptive, then there is IUD, and there is Antara and Centromine. These 4 or 5 options. Out of these, only one is to be used by male. Rest all of the contraceptive devices that are provided free are to be used by females. She has to bear the brunt of stigma. She has to undergo the side effects. She has to bear the side effects. She has to manage her house. She has to manage her menstrual cycle. And in addition, we want her to also bear the pressure of using the contraceptive devices. So we'll have to invent and innovate new methods wherein male will also participate into these methods. Okay. Now, obviously, I want when you return back, I want this written in your notebooks. What is the to educate that about the contraceptive? Obviously, you are allotted a family village, 5 families in a village in second year, and some of you in first year. I want you to prepare a plan to educate people about the device that you had selected first, about the device of contraceptive that you had selected, And mind it, the third question is similar, but here I am asking you to educate the adopted family about the contraceptive. Okay, the first thing is find the failure rate of the contraceptive that you had selected. Find and prepare a plan to educate the village about the and prepare the plan to educate the adopted family about the contraceptive. Educating 5 families adopted, I hope you can easily prepare a dialogue, maybe in Marathi or Hindi, of which you understand, and to the will use methods by achieving couple protection rate of more than 60%. You already have message me or mail me. Thank you very much.